Eh? Care este acolo?
Good evening, sir. Pardon the intrusion, but my associate and I are new in town and just having a look around.
I see. This town hall. I am record keeper. English is not so good, but if you need help, I give.
Thank you. We may just take you up on that offer. Excuse me, fella. I was hoping you could answer a few questions for me.
Yes, I do my best.
What can you tell me about the town?
Small town. Not much happen here. We are simple people. We live a simple life. Visitors come to see Castle Dracula, but not much else.
You don't say. Castle Dracula.
Yes, Castle of Vlad Tepes. Inspiration for Dracula. Our town is famous for it.
Tell me about yourself, friend.
I am town record keeper. My job is to keep record of all births, deaths and marriages in town. You need to find records of people in Sigisora? You come to see me. I have history of town going back to last century.
A pretty impressive collection, I must say. I'd like to look up someone in your town records, if that's all right.
Yes, of course. What is name of person you are looking for?
I'm curious to see if you have any records from around 1903 for someone with the initials DF.
Let me see. No, I do not have anything from that date. However, there is a Dragomir Fidatov who was born in 1882.
I see. Thanks for the information. Could you see if you have a record for Flavia and Florian from 1917?
One moment. Ah, yes. Florian Gogoasa married Flavia Ionescu on June 12, 1917.
Interesting. Thanks for the help. I'm wondering if you can find a record for someone with the initials RK or ST from 1850.
I will see. One moment. There are no marriages between anyone with those initials in that year. However, there is a death.
You don't say.
Yes, no name, but the initials are here. RK died on January 19th, 1850.
So who is RK?
I do not know. I will look through records and see if I find anyone with those initials. However, it could take time. If you find name before, please tell me and I try to help.
Okay, I'll try my best. Radu Korza. RK.
What was that, Arthur?
I think we may have found the mysterious RK. Only problem is, the date of death on this gravestone doesn't match the one the record keeper told us.
Perhaps we should go back and inquire about it.
Excuse me, fella. I was hoping you could answer a few questions for me.
Yes, I do my best.
What can you tell me about this headless vampire everyone seems to be all in a lather about?
It is bad luck to speak of these things. A local town woman died many years ago. Came back as a vampire. If you are out at night, you can become her next victim. This is why everyone stays indoors.
Any idea who she could be?
No, I do not have enough information. If you can find her name, I can find records for you.
Great, I'll keep that in mind. I'd like to look up someone in your town records if that's alright.
Yes, of course. What is name of person you are looking for?
Could you tell me about Radu Korza? I think he may be RK, but the date of death on his gravestone isn't 1850.
Let me see. Radu Korza. No, he died in 1862. However, he had a daughter, Ruxandra, born 1812, died...
Yes?
Strange. I do not have record of her death.
But she surely must have been the RK who died in 1850.
It is possible.
Strange. No official record of her death, only her initials. Is there any way to find out for sure?
Maybe. Korza family house is at the top of the hill near the hotel. There is an old Korza woman who still lives there. Maybe you ask her.
Thanks. I'll just go do that. Hello there, Miss Korza.
Yes?
My name is Arthur Jordan. This is my associate, Percival Q. Jones.
Pleased to meet you, Mom.
We were wondering if we might be able to come in and ask you a few questions about your family.
My family? How do you know my family?
We've been doing a little research into the Headless vampire and...
Oh wait! You get away from here!
I'm sorry if I upset you, but...
Go away! Leave me alone!
Now hold on just a minute. It's very important that we speak with you.
I have nothing to say to you.
Somehow I doubt that very much. Look, my friend and I aren't just going to give up. So, until you agree to talk with us, we're just going to keep bothering you.
Fine. Enough of this foolishness. You may come inside, but please, I am an old woman. I do not have time or energy for these things.
Thanks. We just want to ask you a few questions, that's all. I'd like to ask you a few questions.
Yes?
Do you live here all by yourself?
Yes. And I am not interested in dealing with the town. So, I stay here by myself. They do not bother me, and I do not bother them.
Do you know Ruxandra Korza?
I knew her, yes. She was my sister.
Your sister? Were you close?
We had a good relationship, yes. Until she began seeing that man. Things changed. She was not the same. And then her bastard husband killed her.
My God, that's awful.
Yes, it brought shame to our family.
Who was the man?
His name was Soren, I believe. Soren Trellis.
What can you tell me about this Soren Trellis?
He was a very strange man, always dressed in black. He had pale skin, very low voice. I saw him very little. My sister was happily married, but then Soren came into town. She would go off for hours. Later I discovered it was to see him. I tried to keep it from her husband, but He saw their initials carved in a tree in town. He was very jealous, and he sealed her in a barrel as punishment. But he left her inside too long and she suffocated and died.
My sympathies, Miss Corza. This may be a sensitive topic, but do you know anything about the Headless Vampire?
Oh, it is a terrible story the townspeople began telling after Roxandra died. They say she kicked her head off and became a floating head that drinks blood. But this is absurd. My sister died in the barrel because she could not breathe.
What happened to the body?
Her husband buried it, barrel and all. I do not know where. Please do not ask me anything else. This brings back too many bad memories.
I apologize, miss. I don't have any more questions about your sister. Thank you very much for your time, Miss Corza.
You are welcome.
It looks like this whole headless vampire thing might just be a big misunderstanding.
It would seem the townspeople merely came up with a supernatural story to add to an already scandalous tale of adultery.
Only one thing stands out to me. Dragomir seemed like he was on the up and up. I don't know about his sister, though. She said she'd been attacked in the cemetery.
Indeed she did.
Maybe we should take a look around there and see if there's a reasonable explanation for why she might have been attacked. Or fed a malign.
That sounds like a reasonable course of action.
This entire situation is pretty curious, wouldn't you say, Perce?
Indeed. It seems a rather cut and dry case of murder. However, I fail to see where the supernatural angle comes into play.
Percy, look out!
My goodness, that was close. I owe you one, Arthur.
Not a problem. So the headless vampire isn't just a local superstition after all.
Quite. That Dragomir chap's sister really was lucky to escape alive.
So now that we know the thing is real, we just have to figure out how to stop it.
Indeed. Any ideas?
For now, I think our best lead is to find out more about this Soren Trellis character.
So the vampire was real after all?
Indeed.
And Grandpa Arthur saved you from it?
That he did.
Wow, that was one hell of a story.
Oh, it is by no means over. But I think now would be a good time for you to get back to trying to figure out where the Cardinal has gone.
So you're not going to finish the story because you think something has changed within the past hour?
Yes, and time is of the essence.
I really wish you'd just tell me what was going on.
All in due time. I shall finish my story and tell you everything else once we've located Genovese.
Okay, I'll hold you to that.